They were nails that have not been cut for these black things inside. So the second I saw that, I was like, like this inside me, like, Now this opened him up to a completely different story. I went speed dating. So a speed dating event is basically you come to an event, there are a lot of men and women, it should be an equal number of men and women, and people are set on tables, and then men move from one table to another, and you got like 4 or 5 minutes to talk to one person, and then at the end of that you mark them whether you want to date, ditch, or be friends with that person. I went there to kind of refresh my knowledge. I know that there are certain things that you struggle with, and this actually reminded me why I wrote my book and why I want to help men, I want to help women to have better relationships, to go out there and to meet people and to connect with the right person. I got there and I scanned the room. I think, who was it? Mike? He's not gonna see it, so it's fine. The first thing that I saw was his hands, his fingers. They were nails that have not been cut. There were these black things inside. So the second I saw that, I was like, like this inside me, like. So when I noticed that, what's happening inside my, like how my body is reacting to that, I was like, all right, you need to sort this shit out, and you need to just, start a conversation, because I could see, this guy was really nervous, because the next thing he did, he was like this. Okay, so tell me about yourself. This body language and everything. It was like, like coming to a job interview or something. And what I said to him, I was like, I'm sorry, but I don't do that kind of talk. So I told him, why don't you ask me something else? Something that you would like to find out about me, something that maybe you're excited about, something you're passionate about. Ask me something else, ask me another question. So then he was like, he said, what's your style inspiration? And I mean, I'm not really the most stylish girl on this planet. I'm just like, I mean, I do care what I wear, but I'm like not that bothered. So I was like, no one really. I just wear whatever I like. He asked me the question, probably assuming that this is going to be something that I'm passionate about. I really don't want you to have this kind of awkward date. So what I want you to do is to go to my book website, and I want you to scroll all the way down, and you will find 36 questions that will help you to connect with her the next time you go on a date. So you just get those questions, have a look through them. You don't have to ask all of them at the same time, but I can guarantee that's going to create the most amazing connection. He probably assumed that, women, they like style, they like fashion, shopping. So I'm gonna ask her that. So I was like, nah. Then he said, oh, so what is your inspiration? And I said, Oprah. And he said, why Oprah? Because I said, I like what she does. I like the humanitarian stuff that she does. And then he asked me something about volunteering and helping others. And I told him about my experience, how I went to Cambodia, and how I volunteered at the school for 5 months, but how I learned during that time that if you want to help someone, you have to be, very careful how you're helping someone by giving, because the effect might be the opposite. So after hearing that, you're not gonna believe this, what he said. At that point, I passed by that, the nail thing. I was relaxed and I was nice. With my body language, there was nothing that would show, I don't like you or anything. But for some reason, he said that. He's like, did you have a very messed up childhood? Because You sound very old. I don't even remember what we were talking about next, but it's just, I don't think it's a good thing to do. Like, don't do that. Don't do things like that. So then the next guy came and the next guy came. So some of the men, I let them start the conversation. Others, I just dived in and I was like, I cannot be asked, the small talks. I'm just gonna get in straight away. If you are talking with a stranger, whether it's a man or a woman, and you actually want to connect, and especially if you go into something like a speed dating event, so there are gonna be a lot of women that you'll be talking to. So what you want her to remember you. But the thing that I've noticed, and I think that's one of the biggest mistakes, and that happens all the time that I see, whether it's a speed dating event, whether it's a job interview, whether it's a date in general, whether you want to do business together, I think people spend too much time and energy impressing someone. I don't think it's the right thing, because if I were you, I would spend more time and energy finding out if that's the right match for you. So whether it's the right match for you when dating, whether it's, a friendship, a job, a business, anything. Because the thing is, why would you waste your energy and why would you waste your time trying to impress someone that you are not interested in at all? If you are going on a date, I know, especially for you as a guy, and that's one of the reasons, why I do what I do, because I know that you put too much pressure on yourself. You think too much about, is she going to like me? Is she going to think, that I'm smart enough, that I'm funny enough, that I'm educated enough, that I make enough money, Why worry about these things without finding out if she's even the right person for you, the right person to connect, the right person to spend your time with, the right person, to share your energy, your memories with. Every single time when you go on a date and you meet someone new and you worry too much, is she going to like me? Is she going to like me? Is she going to think that I'm impressive? Concentrate more, if are you actually going to like her? Is she the right person for you? And can you actually connect with her? And can you find out if that's the person that you want to maybe have a second date? Let's say you're going on a date, right? And you feel that, oh, I don't know what to say, I'm really nervous. Do you like traveling? Yeah, a question. Do you like traveling? So I had a guy on that speed dating event that asked me, do you like traveling? So I did say, yeah, I did like traveling. However, then I asked him, not do you like traveling, but I asked him, what is the most exciting place, the most memorable place that you ever visited? Now this opened him up to a completely different story. So he shared a story with me how he went to Cuba, how he stayed at this really exciting place, how he met these people. He told me about his adventure, and when he was sharing that, his body language was different, his eyes were different, his eyes were full of life and energy, and he looked happy. He wasn't just, he looked like a completely different person. He relaxed and he was open and he was there to share that. So think, of the questions that you can get someone to feel something. So let's say you meet someone, and instead of saying, tell me about yourself, why not ask, tell me about the most exciting things that happened to you this week? That completely changes, the whole atmosphere, and it just becomes different. So what do you think? Do you think that's different to just like, what do you do? How was your day? You want to ask questions that will evoke some kind of emotion, because when there's an emotion, then you can connect in a better way with that person. So Let me know in the comments if that has been helpful, and if you are a single man or a single woman, are you actually going to try that? Now, if you are someone that's been single for a really long time and going out there and meeting people, it's way out of your comfort zone, I would like to encourage you. Or maybe you become too comfortable being single, I would like to encourage you to actually go out, talk to people and connect, because it's just fun. So if you're going on a date, I want you to remember this. Spend less time trying to impress that person and more time and energy trying to find out about that person and trying to find out, if this is the right person for you, if this is someone, that you got similar interests, similar aspirations, similar ideas when it comes to learning about things, when it comes to values and things like that. So please do that. If you could just take one thing from this video, I want you to do that. So if you learn something, let me know in the comments. If Also, let me know in the comments if you had any crazy first date experiences, and if this has been helpful and you can think of a man or maybe a woman that this could uh, maybe help them, and share the video. Let's spread the love, because I think if I would like to more people to actually value themselves for who you are. I would like you to value yourself for who you are, and spend more time finding out about other people instead of trying to impress someone, because the thing is, you don't need to impress anyone. The way you are, it's pretty cool. If you could just embrace that, then you're good to go. I hope this has been helpful. Like, comment, share, because it always makes me happy, and I send you lots of love. Get those questions, have a look through them. I can guarantee that's going to create the most amazing connection.